You're building up to a very big season this year, both for club and country. How do you feel it's going so far?
Yeah, I think it's gone exceptionally well so far, and we just got to keep doing well as we have done, and progress from there. We always say at the start of the season that we want to we want to do better than we did last season, and at the minute it's still early on in the season. There's only a few games in, so as long as we're doing well enough now, we'll take that right through to the end of the season.
Obviously, there's a World Cup at the end of this season. Do you approach a season any different when there's a World Cup at the end of it?
No, of course not. Obviously there is the World Cup at the end of it, but that's in the future. It's a long way away now. There's other things to concentrate on before then. There's 2 more qualifiers to concentrate about as well. So like I say, I've got to do well for club at club level. As long as I'm doing well, and in the England squad, I've got to force my way in to get a few more caps under my belt.
When you think about your England future, what are you thinking at the moment? How's it going?
Obviously, it's gone well. To break into the England squad and get a few caps under my belt so far. That's done brilliant for me, because a few seasons ago I was at Watford, and from there to move to Aston Villa, and then to get the recognition of getting into the England squad was brilliant for me. So fingers crossed, like I say, hopefully I can add to the caps that I've got so far, and we'll just look forward from there.
The manager seems to think that he knows a lot of who will go to the World Cup if things stay as they are. Are there still chances for other players to get in, do you think?
Obviously, the players that have been out there have been doing well, but like I say, it's a long way away, and the manager said that he's going to pick players on form. So it's a long season now. Obviously, you just got to keep that consistency going. As long as you're consistent all throughout the season, then hopefully, fingers crossed, come the end of the season, you'll be on that plane.
Obviously, you'd have been delighted to see England qualify for the World Cup, but was it extra pleasing because it could mean that you have even more chance to play in the next 2 games?
Obviously, you want to play every game, so it's always nice to, it's a fantastic feeling to qualify for the World Cup. The biggest tournament in the world. Every player wants to play, and obviously I was disappointed not to play, but the boys done exceptional on the Wednesday night to beat Croatia in the way they did. So obviously now there's chances for other players to come into the squad maybe, and just show that they can play in the games as well.
So although the next 2 qualifiers don't matter in terms of qualifying, you think there's going to be some big performances from players desperate to get in that squad?
I think there's going to be big performances from everybody. You always want to go into a game winning the game, especially the qualifiers. You want to keep that record going of all the wins, and that's the main thing. We want to go into the games to win, and that's what everybody will be doing.
There are other players, of course, at Villa Park who would also like to be in the England squad with you, including Gabriel Agbonlahor. Are you hopeful that you won't be the only Aston Villa player in the World Cup squad?
Like I say, I think there's a lot of English talent at Aston Villa, and you can tell the way that Martin O'Neill's brought in a lot of English players, and the team spirit we've got, I've always said, is fantastic. So there's a lot of players that will be knocking on the door. There's a lot of players. I think there was 5 of us in the squad in previous squads. So of course, if you're an English player and you want to represent your country, so as long as we're doing well at the club, I'll be a bit selfish. As long as I'm on the plane, then that's all that matters. But I'm a team player. As long as I'm doing well and the others are doing well, then I'm sure then they'll get their chance.
Can you give us a bit of an insight in what it's like to work for Fabio Capello? Is he on the training ground every day with you? Does he work individually with you?
Yeah, he's hands-on. He's takes training. He's always involved, always talking to the players, always wants to know feedback from the players. So he's a great manager. I think if you look at his track record and the way that England have gone about qualifying for the World Cup, it just shows how well he's done in a short space of time.
And just in terms of the World Cup, how do you see England's chances? I think everyone's going to be asking that question for the next 8 or 9 months.
Yeah, of course. I think we've got a really good chance of winning it. I don't think any player would tell you any different, especially the way we've gone about our job and qualifying. And we look like a really strong team since the manager's come in, and everybody's looking forward to the World Cup at the end of the season.